So good evening. Bonus video. You know how I love doing challenges, and so I was just watching Diecast Looney, and then I went over to RatBlack's channel because RatBlack issued a new challenge. I don't know whether it was yesterday or today. So the challenge is a quote-unquote rear engine, or as RatBlack put it, a car or a casting with the engine behind the driver. So to clarify, that's rear or a mid-engine. So let's go with the most popular rear engine car in the world. This Volkswagen Beetle, which was designed in the 1930s by, is it Ferdinand or Ferry Porsche? I forget which one's the father, which is the son. But the Porsche design, which was then, co-opted by the Nazi Party, and then after World War II, the British military actually were the ones that revived this factory in order to get the economy of West Germany back on its feet, in order to put people back to work and give them a sense of purpose. So the Beetles were produced until the mid-'80s, and they were sold brand new in Mexico and Latin America right up until that point. While the last Beetle in the United States, I think, was maybe 1978. They went on for a nice long life in Latin America. So this is a green light, and this is from the Hollywood series, and I would say that this is roughly 1968 or 72 Beetle, not a Super Beetle, from the movie Footloose. So that is the first of my rear engine cars. And then after World War II, Porsche was able to start his own company, and using the same design, same belly pan and rear engine layout, and mechanically there's a lot in common by DNA, I should say. I mean, not parts interchangeability, but although it wasn't that difficult. Here is the Porsche 356. Is this the A or B? And this is from the Car Culture 356 Outlaw, this says. And this particular model is a premium Hot Wheels that was a gift from Big Dap Pacino. So this is a wonderful casting. Metal body, metal base, wheel riders, very nice rims. You can see the nice details. Bumper delete and the straps for the front compartment cover. The gas filler for racing. No bumper, but nice taillights and tail pipes. So that's a beautiful model. And I bet you think this is going to be all Volkswagen and Porsche. So here, so what you have is the Beetle is often referred to as the Type 1. And then the original VW bus or transporter is called the Type 2. And this is the Type 3. Now the Type 3 was available in a 2-door notchback, a 3-door fastback, and this station wagon or panel van. And so this is a green light Estate series. And the hatch supposedly opens on this, although it's kind of tough to get it started. There we go. And is there anything in there? Well, I can't really tell. Let's see. Just some dust or something in there. Yeah, with the windows painted in, it's tough to say. And, I often say whenever I hold this model, one of my aunts had one of these when I was a kid, and it was amazing how many little kids you could get into that vehicle. So follow along that DNA. The 356 gave away eventually to the 911 and its family. So the 911 started in the early 1960s and is still produced to this day. Now, they're all grouped as 911, but they're not. I am not a Porsche expert, so I couldn't tell you the difference. Well, I mean, I know air cooled, water cooled, but this is a Porsche 930 Turbo from Schuco. So Porsche 911 Turbo, 19, does that say 1975 or 9? 75. And this is a beautiful model from Schuco. So it's got molded in mirrors with no painted silver, mirror, but it's got lensed taillights, really nice detail painting there. The cooling in the whale tail, a very dark but a very nice interior. Lens headlights, perfect Porsche logo there. The fog lights are just molded bumps with a little bit of silver paint. The wheels look very nice. They look authentic. So there we go. We've got R4 Porsche designed rear engine, and we're going sort of in chronological order here now. So this is the Ford GT40. Now this example is by, hold on, there we go, Matchbox Ford GT40. This is a 2014 copyright. And this is a nicely done road going version. So they've got tampos for the headlights. They've got a number plate that says GT40. Some decent details. The fuel fillers are painted silver. You've got these knockoff style rims, which look very appropriate on this. And you've actually got the little taillights done. And the rear panel is also done in silver. I know it doesn't show up well, but the paint on the car is a very light blue, and then actually this panel around the back is silver, not blue. And that's a very nice casting. So you can sort of see where we're making the shift here. So again, in chronological order, a 2020 release from Hot Wheels, the Ford GT40 Mark IV from 1967, Le Mans winner. Let me see if I've got this. What do they call it? Yep, 1967 Ford GT40 Mark IV. This is a 2020 copyright. It was released late in 2020, or I guess 2021. I believe it was G-Case. This is the first version out, so I haven't seen a recolor of this. It's got a smoked glass canopy, which gives us our lensed or plastic headlight inserts. It's got some nice racing tampos here. Can't see inside. Oh, yeah, you can sort of see inside, and you can see an interior. And it looks like it is, if I'm not mistaken, that is right-hand drive. And what people forget is that a lot of the engineering was done in the UK. Actually, I think for the Mark IV, a lot of it was done by Holman and Moody in the Carolinas here on the east coast of the United States. But still, this is a right-hand drive model. And the original GT40 started with the 4.7 liter 289 cubic inch V8, and eventually got the 427, but the Mark IV dealt with that 7 liter 427 cubic inch V8 throughout its career. And then chronologically, mid-engine, the Tomso Pantera Gts. So these originally came out, I believe, in 1973. I did a video on this car. This is a Tomica Limited. This is an off-scale. It's 161. This is an absolutely beautiful model. Nicely detailed. It's not the TLV premium, but it is very well. And you can see that 351 cubic inch Cleveland V8 hooked up to that ZF 5-speed transaxle there. Some nice taillight detail, a license GTS, and the painted mufflers and the painted transaxle. These are very authentic Halibran magnesium racing wheels. All the trim done there. Painted turn signal indicators in front. Just a very nice job on this. I mean, yes, it's not TLV. It's not the highest level of quality, but it is very good. One of my favorite cars. Stumbled upon that. Again, chronologically, in the early 2000s, Ford came out with the Ford GT, a road-going homage to the GT40, powered by a supercharged 5.4-liter V8, making stupid power. And this is a Johnny Lightning casting, playing, let's see, can hardly read that. And is one of my favorites. So they've done a nice job with the headlight details. Look how crisp that Ford emblem is. The fuel filler, the stripes, Ford GT. Now, these wheels are not that realistic. They are metal body, metal base plastic wheels. But look at the painted detail on that. You can see the valve covers or the cam covers. You can see the roll cage or the strut supports, and you can see that supercharger there. And what is it? It should say, what does that say? Ford GT. So that's a beautiful model by Johnny Lightning. And to give a little balance, so the Ford GT story, obviously you can see the 1965 GT40, the 67 GT40 Mark IV. The Pantera is not related, but it is Ford-powered mid-engine. And the early 2000, I call it a 2005 Ford GT. And then you have this beauty. Now this is a 2016, 2017 Ford GT, and this one is by Majorette. The scale is off only a little bit, 163. I just received this wonderful model from my friend at Chasing Diecast Cars, and I chose this over the Hot Wheels because this has lensed headlight covers, beautiful Ford, crisp Ford blue oval there, nice black plastic for the vents there. You can see inside the interior in this huge windscreen. You can see the steering wheel there. It's got molded in mirrors. It's got nice lensed taillights, and they used the black plastic for the exhaust there. When you look through the rear window, you can see that they've attempted to mold the twin turbo 3.5 liter V6, making over 600 horsepower. And even though these are a generic wheel, they look appropriate for this. So that is 9. And then to finish off 10 cars with the engine behind the driver, I have this beautiful Mini GT 2020 Corvette C8. And this truly is a beautiful car. And they've done a nice job with the details there. Look at the Corvette logo there. Look at the headlights. You can see, and again, these are black plastic interiors, but I mean, you can see the nice molded details. This has the rubber mirrors. They have no silver on the back of it. But now look at the lensed taillights and all the details. You can see it says Corvette here. You can see air there underneath the wing, so it's molded in, but they've done a nice job with the clearances. The exhaust tips painted. The cooling grills here to release air from under the hood. These wheels they look accurate to me from what I've seen on the covers of magazine and what I've seen driving down the road. This is a very nice model of this, and of course, Matchbox does a nice version of this. Peeking in through the rear window there, you can see the LS V8, pushrod V8, and you can see the defroster lines. So there we go. That is 10 castings with the engine behind the driver, starting from what was originally a 40 horsepower when they were new, 40 horsepower, but then ultimately up to 80 horsepower VW Beetle, all the way on up to 600 horsepower, 500 horsepower monsters. From originally, I believe, a 1.1 liter 1100 cc, ultimately to a 1.5 liter in the Type 1, to 7.7 liters. Just some wonderful cars. So that is the RatBlack's quote-unquote rear engine challenge. Thank you, Rat. I appreciate this. I always love doing these challenges, and yes, I bet I psyched you out by having all those Porsches in the background. I gotta be me. So thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. I'd love to see some other folks do these challenges. You know, Gary had a tough challenge last week that a lot of us took part in, and that was the short challenge where you did a short video every day. I realize that's time consuming, but you know, you've got as long as it takes to do this one video and show some rear engine love. So have a great evening. Bye bye.